All right, let's jump into another deep dive. This time, we're going to unpack the life of Colombian hip-hop artist Fumas Bolivar.
Oh, this one is fascinating.
We've got this incredible interview he gave, get this, from prison.
From prison,
A
wow.
first-hand account, think about it, of a life wrapped up in music, crime, and that search for redemption.
It's so interesting thinking about how Fumas actually discovered his own fame while he was still locked up.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he basically rose to stardom, behind bars.
Man, that is not your everyday story.
Definitely not. It makes you think about the whole artist audience thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this digital age.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so rewind to the beginning. Fumas, he grew up in the Lucero neighborhood of Ciudad Bolívar in Bogota.
Right.
A place, known for its challenges, social challenges, gang presence, all of that.
For sure.
How did that how did that shape his early interest in music?
Well, Fumas found hip-hop as a teenager. His brother Chavi introduced him to it. And it became their escape, a way to, express themselves, find some community, that sort of thing. They actually formed their own group, Fondo Blanco.
Interesting.
It's interesting because it was both a gang, but also a music collective.
Oh, wow. That's a kind of a unique combination.
It is.
Yeah.
They shared a passion for breakdancing, for hip-hop, but they also, engaged in some criminal activities.
Really?
Yeah, to fund their artistic pursuits, to buy clothes and things like that.
So they were literally stealing to support their art.
They were, yeah. They were young, felt trapped, They saw crime as a way to achieve their dreams, but, it came with consequences.
Of course, yeah. And Fumas served time, right, for those crimes.
He did. He spent time in both juvenile and adult correctional facilities.
I see.
But what I found striking in the interview is that he owns up to it, He explicitly takes responsibility.
That's good, at least.
Yeah.
But didn't he go back to crime later on? I mean, doesn't that kind of contradict the remorse?
You're right. It does make you question the sincerity a bit, especially given how his actions impacted his family and his career.
Yeah.
But it also reveals something about that cycle of crime and poverty, right?
It's hard to break free.
It is really hard.
So their group, Fondo Blanco, it eventually grew into Crack Family, right? A full-on music label and collective.
Yep, exactly. It seems like a pretty big turning point in their journey.
It was, Crack Family, it brought together so many talented artists. It helped them gain recognition.
Similar to what we see in the U.S. with some hip-hop collectives.
Yeah, it makes sense. And for Fumas, things really took off after they were on TV, right? Mucha Musica.
That's right.
So they were getting national exposure. But wait, wasn't Fumas in prison during some of this?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. He kept recording music, even filmed music videos, all while incarcerated.
Wow.
Think about it. Your group's blowing up. You're experiencing it all from behind bars.
That's got to be so frustrating, Knowing your music's reaching people, but you can't fully be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Did he even know how famous he was getting at that time?
He didn't. Limited access to technology back then, in prison.
Oh, right.
He wasn't fully aware. It was almost like living in a time capsule.
And then he gets out. I mean, that must have been like stepping into a whole new world.
It was, totally disorienting. Imagine 14 years, then boom, you're a celebrity.
Crazy.
It wasn't even just fans. Fellow inmates were starstruck by him,
No way.
Yeah, he became this symbol of hope for people who felt trapped in similar circumstances.
What a shock.
He tells his story about another artist, Cejas Negras, giving him advice when he got out.
Oh, what'd he say?
Basically, be careful, Your life's changed. You're not just Alexander Copete anymore. You're Fumas Bolivar, the rapper, the legend.
Wow, that's heavy. And how do you handle that transition?
Well, not easy, He tried to build a normal life, family, furniture-making business.
Furniture. But the music called him back.
Yeah, exactly. He felt this emptiness, and only music could fill it. So he reunites with Asaman, they revive Fondo Blanco, and bam, successful national tour.
So it was working, for a while at
It
least.
seemed like he found a balance.
Yeah.
His past and present, his art, and a stable life.
But then something happened.
Something happened that changes everything, yeah.
And that's where it gets really interesting, right? This whole question of redemption, second chances.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack that next chapter in Fuma's life. You were saying this incident, raises questions about redemption and second chances. What happened?
Well, after he'd kind of built that stable life, Fumas, he gets arrested again.
Oh, wow.
He was out with some friends. They run into some fans. And these fans, they were involved in some illegal stuff. And Fumas ends up getting caught with a firearm.
A firearm.
Yeah.
Did he try to fight the charges or anything?
He didn't know. In the interview, he admits it was a mistake, takes full responsibility. You can almost hear this, like, resignation in his voice.
Yeah.
You know, almost like he knew deep down this could happen.
It must have been a huge setback for him.
It was devastating, really. Tours got canceled, relationships strained. He separated from his young family, you know.
Man, that's tough, especially with all the progress he'd made.
It is. And he finds himself back in prison, this time La Picota, one of Colombia's biggest penitentiaries.
It's interesting, though, how this second time in prison, it seems like it really impacted his music.
It did, yeah. It's almost like being locked up again. It intensified his creativity.
Really?
He says in the interview, more time to reflect, confront those demons, pour it all into his music.
Music as a coping mechanism, I guess.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just about him, getting it all out.
No.
He started thinking bigger, like how could he use his platform to help others?
Oh, right. This is where he talks about the music resocialization program, right, for inmates.
Exactly. He had this vision, a program that gives them resources, opportunities, things he didn't have.
Trying to break the cycle.
Exactly. Help them find their creative potential, a path away from crime.
It's almost like he's trying to make up for his past, by building a better future for others.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that there. He really stresses education, using your talents the right way.
Making better choices.
Yeah, not wanting others to repeat his mistakes.
So even now, in La Picota, he's still making music.
Oh, yeah. He even had an album come out while he was in there, Corazón de León.
Lionheart, huh? That title, it says a lot about his resilience.
It does. And the music itself, it's raw, introspective.
Does it reflect his time in prison, would you say?
For sure. Themes of regret, hope, searching for that redemption.
Heavy stuff.
It is. You can hear the struggle, the pain, but there's also this defiance, this spirit that won't quit.
And I heard there's another album in the works.
Yeah, and get this, the title is even more telling. Lágrimas de un asesino.
Tears of a Killer. Wow.
Powerful, right? He's not shying away from the dark stuff at all.
Facing it head on.
Using his music, to be honest, to reflect.
And he mentioned collaborations, right, with Cejas Negros, even a Fondo Blanco reunion.
He did, yeah. Talked about bringing different generations of Colombian hip-hop together.
Interesting.
Like this massive concert celebrating the genre, bridging that gap between the old and the new.
Sounds pretty ambitious.
It is, but it's like he's trying to build a legacy that goes beyond his own struggles,
Yeah, I get that.
Wants to leave a positive mark, inspire young people, especially those from similar backgrounds.
It's powerful, right? How music can connect, heal, inspire.
It is. But it also brings up these questions, about redemption, about whether art can really absolve someone of their past.
It's a tough one.
It is. Philosophers have been debating that for ages. Fuma's story, it doesn't give us easy answers.
No.
It's more like a case study, a life full of these contradictions, these highs and lows.
So what do you think? What can we as listeners take away from all this?
Yeah.
From Fumas Bolivar's life, his music?
That's a great question. One we should explore as we, think about his whole journey.
Man, we've really dug deep into Fumas Bolivar's life, haven't we?
We have, yeah. His music, his choices, those setbacks, his dreams. It's
What does it all add up to,
It's such a fascinating story, isn't it? I mean, this deep dive has taken us from those tough streets of Ciudad Bolívar, right?
Yeah.
All the way into Colombian prisons, and then onto the stage where his music, found its audience.
And it keeps coming back to this question, right? Can art really be a path to redemption?
I don't think Fumas' story gives us a clear answer, It's not a simple yes or no.
No.
It's messy. It's full of these contradictions. He says he regrets his crimes, but then he falls back into those same patterns.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He wants a normal life, but then the music pulls him back, and maybe the lifestyle too,
Yeah.
It comes with it.
It's like this constant battle, wanting redemption, but then being drawn back to the things he's trying to escape.
Exactly. And that's what makes him so human, flawed, complex.
Yeah.
His art, it becomes a reflection of that struggle, a way to process it all, the guilt, the hopes.
And for the people listening to his music, especially those who've been through similar stuff, it's got to be powerful, right? To feel understood.
It's that honesty, that vulnerability. That's what resonates.
He's not pretending. He's just sharing his journey.
He's not glorifying the past, but he's not hiding it either.
It's part of him.
Yeah, and it shapes his art.
That's a key takeaway for me from all this. Redemption, it's not about being perfect, is it?
No.
It's more about acknowledging the bad stuff, owning it, and then trying to create something good, something that matters, in spite of it all.
It's about growth, right?
Yeah, using your experiences, even the hard ones, to transform yourself.
And for Fumas, it seems like that transformation, it happens through his music.
It's his way of dealing with it all, connecting with the world.
And the fact that he wants to create this program, this music program to help inmates. Yeah, the resocialization thing.
It says a lot, doesn't it? About wanting to make things right, to give back, to break that cycle.
There's definitely hope in that.
A belief that even in the toughest places, creativity can still thrive.
So maybe the question isn't whether art can completely redeem someone, but how it can help us, deal with life,
Yeah.
make sense of our choices, and try to be better versions of ourselves.
Exactly. And that's a journey worth taking, isn't it? Not just through Fuma's music, but through our own lives, too.
This has been an amazing deep dive, I gotta say.
It has.
Full of surprises.
Mm.
If anyone out there is interested in Fumas Bolivar, I mean, really check out his music.
Yeah.
Dig into those lyrics. Let his story make you think about art, about redemption, about how strong the human spirit can be.
It's a story that'll stick with you, make you question things, feel for him,
Yeah.
and appreciate just how complex life can be.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep the music playing.
If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into more cases like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like the video if you found the story compelling, and share it with your friends and family who might be interested in true crime and mysteries. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with all our latest content and join a growing community of curious minds exploring the most fascinating cases. Click the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything.